Brilliance Audio presents The Pueblo Revolt, the secret rebellion that drove the Spaniards out of the Southwest, by David Roberts, performed by David de Vries. Prologue. At dawn, frost silvered the yellow cottonwood leaves strewn in the dirt in front of the visitor center. The men had built a bonfire to warm their morning's play. A fusillade of sharp reports, stone knocking upon stone, rang echoless in the cold, clear air. I sat just outside the circle of men, witnessing a cultural paradox whose roots stretched more than 5 centuries into the past. It was October 1994. Near the end of 3 years of research for a book about those prehistoric geniuses of the Southwest, the Anasazi, I had come to Jemez Pueblo in northern New Mexico. 9 of the 10 men laboring before my eyes were from Jemez and its neighbor Pueblo, Zia, 10 miles to the south. As Puebloans, they were direct descendants of the Anasazi, who had built such wondrous villages as Cliff Palace at Mesa Verde, Pueblo Bonito and Chaco Canyon. The 10th man was an Anglo-archaeologist named Bruce Bradley, who lived in Cortez, Colorado. The paradox lay in the fact that at the moment, Bradley was teaching his protégés how to make arrowheads. At the time of Coronado's landmark entrada into the Southwest in AD 1540, every Zia and Jemez man knew how to flake and chip formless lumps of chert and obsidian into sleek points that, hafted to straight sticks that were fletched with bird feathers sent winging from a well-flexed bow, could bring down a deer in the forest or an enemy on the trail. Gradually, however, during the decades after the Spanish conquest of New Mexico in 1598 under Don Juan de Oñate, the Puebloans lost the art of arrowhead making. There was no reason to keep that craft alive once the men had learned how to use arquebuses, the small caliber muskets of the day, and later rifles. Through 20 years of trial and error, Bradley had taught himself to flint knap so well that he could turn a core of creamy chert into any kind of projectile point he wished, from the long, fluted Clovis point favored by Paleo Indians 9,000 years ago to the tiny triangular arrowheads Pueblans reserved, in the years just before the Spanish came, for killing rabbits. On that chilly October morning, the Zia and Jemez men had assembled under Bradley's tutelage, not out of some atavistic yearning for a golden age before the Europeans had come and changed everything, but simply because they had formed an archery club. Beside me sat another Anglo, Bill Whatley, who was serving.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?